All right, I am here with one of my most entertaining ring announcers of all time in wrestling, in my opinion. He's known as Fabian Kaelin, but that's his stage name. His real name is Ryan Katz. How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing phenomenal. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Now we got some questions for you. We'd like to ask you. And first off, you're in California. You ever think about visiting St. Louis? Or you ever been to St. Louis?
I haven't ever been to St. Louis. I actually grew up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, somewhat round the corner from there, but I've driven through once or twice, but never actually stopped by or been in there, for a stay.
I see. All right, and that's good. Hopefully, you can visit one of these days. Maybe we can do an indie show or something to that effect. But okay. First off, WSX ring announcer. You're known for, synonymous. How did you get the part for that? I mean, did somebody say, "Oh, this new promotion," or what happened?
Essentially, I mean, the creators of WSX were pretty much involved in many aspects of XPW.
Mm-hmm.
I myself was involved in many aspects of XPW, so it was a connection of the same people I've been working with for a good majority of my wrestling career. The opportunity was there for doing something a little bit different. Normally I do some managing, I've done commentary, done a little bit of everything. This time we figured trying something a little different. Instead of being an actual wrestling performer, adding this performance aspect through the ring announcing and taking things away and evolving, from the tuxedo, straight laced, coming to the ring type of of style.
Yeah, your style. I mean, I watch WSX every episode. I cannot wait to get to the DVD because maybe you're one of the reasons. I really think pure entertainment. You need to come back. I don't know. You can come back I mean, if WWE called you to do ring announcing, would you do it?
I would love the opportunity to do something for them, but they're not really interested in me. I've been doing wrestling for about eight years now, and I'd say I've sent them some stuff, every year or so, since then. So I mean, they've got a lot of packages from me. I've gotten a lot of letters and phone calls saying not really interested at this time. So for whatever reasons, they're not knocking at my door, but at the same time, if they did, of course, I'd like the opportunity. I more so want the opportunity to create something new, different, and innovate and come up with something ingenuitive that's never been seen, and and develop a kind of product. That's why I like WSX so much. It was a product that was so different than what was currently out there, and it took risks and chances, and it was so. That was such a positive quality of it. And I'd like to continue to do something like that on an independent level. If WWE won't hire me, I'd love to go up and try to compete with them with the product of my own.
Yeah, oh yeah. Wow, that'd be so awesome. Now, you said you were used to be a wrestler. How'd you get started? Who trained you? And why'd you think consider professional wrestling being a career?
Yeah, I got trained by Dan Magnus and the Reverend Bobby Black out in Denver, Colorado. I got started. I was doing a wrestling radio show on our college radio station at the University of Colorado, Ringside with Ringside, and I had some guests on the air. I was flipping through the paper one day, and I saw that there were these guys who were doing tryouts for pro wrestlers, and then sending these kids who did the tryouts down to Steve Kern's school out in Florida. I had them on my show. Figured we'd give them a chance to do some promotion, talk a little bit about the business, learn a little bit myself, and we worked an angle on the air. Like I did storylines and angles, and we had a fight, and it got out of hand. And one of those guests actually swore on the air. I was on probation at the station for bootlegging a concert previously. So they kind of kicked me off the air, and then like a week later, those guys called me up and said, "Hey, instead of sending people down to Florida, why don't we just start our own thing here?" And we started up our own wrestling school and indie fed. And so I kind of got a great start in, and I got to go in creating my own product right from the beginning.
Awesome, that's great. And you wrestled for a few years, and all right, WSX, you started in that, and how did you get your own style? Like, I've never seen any ring announcer did what you did, and did you come up with that, or did somebody tell you to do that?
It was a combination. It was a lot of being told and asked to do that style, combined with me bringing my own personal flavor, and kick to it. Essentially, the original premise was going to be more like a circus ringmaster. Mm-hmm. And when we went and shot the pilot, like the MTV people wanted me to change it up, and they pretty much said to me, "Hey, instead of being as rhythmic and flowy, can you be more yelly and rock concert and loud and screaming?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." I did it. They loved it. I mean, they were some of my biggest supporters, and it just went from there. I mean, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it, and I appreciate that you guys like it. But I could be considered the most hated ring announcer in the world today. I get hate mail. I get just nonstop critiques and criticisms. Wow. The magazines, the dirt sheets. I mean, the wrestling, big name wrestlers when they do interviews, they all make a comment about the ring announcing. It's a little too much for them, but I appreciate that some people like it. I'm a different kind of flavor, and some people will like it, some people will hate it. But I like that. I like that dichotomy of the love and the hate.
Oh, I thought that was great. I think there's something finally different. I love WSX. I mean, is there any possible idea? I mean, of bringing WSX back, or do you know any information on that, or?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'd say it's dead. I mean, this DVD is going to be its last big hurrah. A lot of us had hopes that, at first, even when the talks of the DVDs came around, that it could resurrect it, that let's say, a Family Guy scenario, that all of a sudden if the DVD sales did real well, if it was promoted and pushed well and they did real well, that we'd get brought back. But I don't see that happening. I mean, MTV didn't show us any love throughout the whole, from the get-go. I mean, in production, showed us a lot of love. The minute that we wrapped production and it became, a period of post-production and promotion, they didn't do anything for us. So for it to come back, MTV unfortunately does have ownership, with Big Vision that, if it came back, they'd end up taking a big percentage of money. I mean, at that point, it would just be worth trying to start a different product that's an offset, a stepsister, a stepbrother, whatever you would say, of the product, but something totally new, at least with a new name, just to get rid of, paying MTV money for something that they really didn't get behind.
Yeah, that's sad, really, because I loved WXX. Watched every episode. Cannot wait for the DVD. Cannot wait for all the WS extras. Can you?
The DVD is going to be amazing. I'm pretty excited. I'm heavily involved in the creation of the DVD. I do the DVD authoring for Big Vision titles. So I'll be doing some cool menus and adding some little Easter eggs, and we got a ton of sweet bonus features lined up. There's gonna be great bikini style videos of Lizzie Valentine. Lacey, I think, did a video, a sexy style video. There's gonna be a segment about myself and the whole transformation, because many people were kind of confused why all of a sudden I was in a Clockwork Orange style gimmick, and that was eventually going to be explained in the season 2 and so on if we ever got that, but unfortunately we never got that far, so you couldn't see the true evolution of the character and the arc that it had. There were a lot of cool things planned. People would say it's odd that a ring announcer would have a character, but it was going to evolve into something pretty cool. Unfortunately, it didn't. But the DVD is going to show a story and show just tons of stuff. It's got all the extras. It's got the finale that never aired.
Yes.
With the incredible exploding cage time bomb death match, which was beyond amazing. It's incredible to watch. I can't believe it hasn't leaked on the internet yet.
I know.
People are going to be blown away when they see it. It's awesome.
We are so looking for that, and we want to see the piranhas. Are they really piranhas or are they bluegills? We want to know. Do you know?
They're really piranhas.
Awesome. We are so looking forward to it. We don't want to know any spoilers. We don't want to know any spoilers.
I'm not a spoiler, but the piranhas aren't so vicious. Like, they're not the most vicious crops. Unfortunately, I would say, of all WSX fables and tales and stories, I think we all wanted the piranha match to be. It's an awesome match, though. The match itself is great, and great psychology and great use of the tank, but I would have liked to have seen some more aggressive piranhas, and maybe in more mass quantities, but it was cool nonetheless. It is an awesome match. It was tremendous, half of the double main event that night. But it's the exploding time bomb steel cage death match that people are going to go nuts for. That match is awesome. It really is awesome.
We're so looking forward to that, and we got a few questions for you. Okay, question number one. One of the episodes of WSX, I don't know which one because during that marathon you guys had, like all the episodes seemed like there was one episode, you know.
Yeah, they just mixed together.
Yeah, I forgot what episode it was, but you out of nowhere appeared with a cane in your hand. How did that happen?
It's magic. It's magic. Smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Wow. Also, we got another question.